Hello friends, today we will be looking for the class 9, the fundamental unit of life. So what is the fundamental unit of life? It is cell. Cell is a fundamental unit of life. Now who discovered cell? It was Robert Hooke who discovered cell. And how did he discover cell? He discovered cell is a by chance experiment. It is by chance. So he was sitting one day in his room and he was looking through his own made microscope. He was looking up on a cork. So when he saw the cork, he found there are small tiny rooms like matter that was there. So it looks like something like this. So this is how the honeycomb, it was just like a honeycomb. So this is how he saw under the microscope the cells. So he called each unit as a small room, and that is from where the word cell came across. Okay, now how do we view cell? We view cell under microscope. We view cell under microscope. So what kind of microscope it is? It is compound microscope. Compound microscope has two lenses. One is an eyepiece and other is objective. Okay, other is objective. Fine. Now let us see how does a microscope looks like. So this is a microscope, you see. So we have an eyepiece. Okay, we have an eyepiece. From here we view directly down, and here is where we have placed the sample. This is the clip and here we have the slide. The light, for it to just be very focused at one point, there is a condenser that will just converge the light rays. Fine. And then this is the body tube that is there for coarse adjustments. To just to see have a better image, we see a coarse adjustment and fine adjustment to have a sharp image. Here we have the arm. Okay, also the lens through which we see the slides, that is the objective lens. The slide is kept on stage. Okay, swivel is there, mirror is there, and then this is the base. So this is how a microscope looks like. Okay, so now the question comes, what are living organisms made up of? So what is it? What do they have? They have, we know that the cells are there. So we know that it has a cytoplasm, it has a nucleus, it has a cell membrane, cell wall, etc. So now we have to find out what are the living organisms made up of. So for that, we first have been looking at an onion peel experiment. So there is an onion peel experiment. So what is the onion peel experiment that we have? We are taking the onion, we are taking out the epidermis, the inner epidermis. So we are just taking one shell of the onion. You just break it. Inside you will find a small thin layer. Okay, thin transparent layer. So you will take that layer off. Okay, once you take this layer off, you will take a watch glass. You will put the layer and add few drops of water so that it does not completely dry off. Then after that, what do you do? After that, you will add safranin dye. Safranin is a dye. So you will add safranin. Then you will wash. You will wait for 4 to 5 minutes. After 4 to 5 minutes, you will wash and then put it on a slide. You will put it on a slide and then you will put a drop few drops of glycerin. So on a slide, what you're doing, on a slide you are just dropping a few amount of glycerin, and then after that you are putting your peel, the transparent epidermis that you have, the small part of the epidermis that you are putting, and you are covering it with a cover slide with no bubbles. Then you can view it under microscope. When you view under microscope, you will get the cells like this. I'll show you. You will get the cells like this. Okay, so when you see a cell like this, you can find it has got the nucleus. So you will see the nucleus. The small dots over here is the nucleus, and the whole thing is the cell. So this is the onion peel experiment. This is the onion peel experiment. Okay, now the question arises. Next question is, what is the structure of a cell? So structure of a cell will depend on the function that it does. So when I say about the size of a cell can be 0.3 micrometers. It can range to 1 meters even. Fine. So the size of the size are very, very small. You can have unicellular organisms which have only one cell and they do all the activities. For example, amoeba, paramecium, etc., bacteria. So they are unicellular. Another we have is multicellular. So we have human beings. So we have each and every cell performing different functions, and that together makes up the organisms. So I can say human, animals, plants, all these things comes under multicellular. So we have unicellular and we have multicellular. Okay. Now there are different structure of the cell. I said you. So in a human being, there are many functions that they do. So we have smooth muscles. Smooth muscles, what is their function? Smooth muscles will help for the stretching and all those. That is why it is very soft, delicate, long, so that no tension occurs. We have blood cells. We have RBCs, which is, you see the concave ones here. These three, the concave ones. We have the RBCs, which has no nucleus. We have WBCs. Okay, we have macrophages. So we have got the blood cells which are there. Okay, blood cells, they carry the hemoglobin, or they helps to fight diseases. The WBCs will fight against diseases. Okay, immunity. And RBCs will carry oxygen. That is why they are anucleated. They have no nucleus. Nerve cells, see, their function is to transfer the signal from one point to the other point. So this is how they are elongated. So this is nerve cell. We have ovum, which is produced. Then we have bone cells, sperm, and fat cells as well. So based on the function, we have got different types of cells that are there. Okay, fine. Now, so there are various shapes of a cell. So we have a human body. It has a heart which will pump blood. We have stomach which will digest. So there are different organs that will function. So the cells, each and every cell has got a different function, and there is a division of labor that is happening in a multicellular organism. So the whole organisms, we have got distinct function, and that is why there is distinct cells. So just to give on this, who discovered cell and how? So the cell was discovered by Robert Hooke, and we have got the experiment how he discovered cell when he was viewing cork under the self-made microscope, and he saw the type of cells that was seen. Now, why is cell called the structural and functional unit of life? A very common question. Structural, because whatever is the shape or whatever is the structure of the whole organism will be the structure of the cell. And the functional unit, whatever is the function of the cell, each and every cell will have a function. So that is why it is called the structural and functional unit of life. Okay, so that is here you see, here we have here it is given cells were first discovered by Robert Hooke in 1665. He observed the cells in cork slice with the help of a primitive microscope. Leeuwenhoek, with improved microscope, discovered free living cells in pond water for the first time. And it was Robert Brown in 1831 who discovered the nucleus in the cell. Purkinje in 1839 coined the term protoplasm for the fluid substance of the cell. The cell theory that all plants and animals are composed of cells and that cell is the basic unit of life was presented by two biologists, Schleider and Schwann. The cell theory was further expanded by Virchow by suggesting that all cells arise from pre-existing cells. With the discovery of electron microscope in 1940, it was possible to observe and understand the complex structure of the cells in various organelles. Okay, so here we have, you can view a leaf under microscope and all those and check it. So that's it that we will be going in this particular video, and I will be coming up with the structure of cells in the next video. Thank you.